Hello there, and welcome to my presentation. My presentation is about getting a job in a civil engineering company in Australia, with a focus on a graduate civil engineering role at GHD Australia. I chose GHD because it is strongly connected to civil engineering practice, infrastructure delivery, sustainability, and professional ethics. In this presentation, I will explain why the Australian civil engineering market is attractive, what kind of work GHD does, what duties and responsibilities a graduate civil engineer may have, and what I need to do to become job ready. This slide shows how my research connects to the BSC 105 Assessment 2A requirements. The assessment asks us to investigate a local engineering company, understand the nature of engineering work, and identify employment requirements and reflect on our own knowledge gaps. To do this, I use several research methods: the GHD company website, graduate program information, job descriptors, official labor market data, professional codes from Engineers Australia, safety guidance, and sustainability reports. This is important because employability is not only about having a degree, it is also about understanding the company, the role, the ethical duties, and the professional standards expected in practice. Australia is currently a strong market for civil engineers because infrastructure demand is high. Infrastructure Australia reported a 5 year major public infrastructure pipeline of about $242 billion, including major spending in transport, buildings, and utilities. This creates opportunities for civil engineers, but it also creates pressure. The same report warns that the infrastructure workforce shortage could rise more than 300,000 workers by 2027. The Australian Bureau of Statistics also reported about $35.8 billion of engineering construction work done in December 2025 quarter. Jobs and skills in Australia list around 29,400 civil engineers employed in Australia, with most working full time. So the opportunity is real, but employers still want evidence of competence, professionalism, and communication. The company I selected is GHD Australia for this one. GHD began in Melbourne in 1928 and has grown into a global professional services company. It employee owned, and which is important because the company presents ownership, accountability, and collaboration as a part of its culture. GHG reports more than 12,000 professionals across 165 offices on 5 continents. Its work includes water, energy, environment, transportation, buildings, advisory, digital engineering, and construction solutions. I selected GHD because it gives a civil engineering graduate exposure to real infrastructure projects, multidisciplinary teamwork, sustainability challenges, and professional development. The nature of work at GHD is not only sitting at a desk doing calculations, it is a mix of consulting, design, communication, and site based problem solving. A graduate civil engineer may help translate client and community needs into drawings, reports, specifications, and design options. They work with their senior engineers, digital designers, project managers, environmental specialists, and clients. The work also moves through a project lifecycle, from the brief to option analysis to design to approvals, tendering, site work, and finally handover. For me, this means I need to be comfortable with both technical work and professional communication. My target role is graduate civil engineer. GHD's graduate program is structured as a 2 year development pathway. In the first year, graduates learn the fundamentals of consulting. In the second year, they can build more technical depth while receiving mentoring and feedback. The job information showed that graduates may contribute to design teams, bids and tenders, and occasional site work. The application process also requires more than just a CV. I would need a cover letter, transcript, interview preparation, communication examples, and clear evidence that I understand why I want civil engineering at GHD. So, my key lesson is I should not just claim I'm interested. I should show them the evidence as well. Duties and professional responsibilities. A civil engineer's duties include technical, delivery, and ethical responsibilities. Technically, civil engineers help determine construction methods, materials, and quality standards. They interpret drawings and specifications, estimate costs, monitor design changes, and support construction or maintenance of infrastructure. But the ethical side is as important as it. Engineers must protect public safety, work within their competence, communicate honestly, document assumptions, and ask for review when required. This connects strongly to Engineers Australia's expectations around integrity, competence, leadership, and sustainability. A good engineer is not just someone who can calculate. A good engineer can justify decisions with evidence and understand the impact on the public. Civil engineers at a company like GHD face several real world challenges. The first is workforce pressure, and then we can see the challenge like cost and materials as well. Third challenge is carbon and climate. And finally, safety is always critical in terms of these things. This slide turns the job requirements into a capability stack. What I need to be employable. At the base, I need civil engineering knowledge, structures, geotechniques, transport, hydraulics, materials, sustainability. Next, I would need delivery skills like reports, quality assurance, documents control, site safety, bids, and cost awareness. Finally, I need a long term professional pathway, including Engineers Australia membership, professional development, and future chartered status. Codes and standards. This slide is about how professional judgment is controlled. In engineering, decisions cannot be based only on personal opinion. They are guided by values, law, standards, and project controls. GHD's values include safety, teamwork, respect, and integrity. Engineers Australia's Code of Ethics focuses on integrity, competence, leadership, and sustainability. Sustainability is not just a slogan, it has to be measured and built into project delivery. GHG's sustainability reporting describes how the company embeds sustainability into its operations and client work. Its carbon reduction plan reports total emission of 157,421 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent in fly year 2023 and 100 1000 1000 153,668 tons in fly year 2024. This is a reduction of 3,753 tons, or about 2.4%. GHG has also had science-based at net zero targets validated, which means sustainability is part of its business direction. This slide shows the gaps I found and how I tried to close them. At first, I did not fully understand what a graduate actually does day to day. The GHD graduate page and job descriptors helped answer that. Graduates work in design teams, contribute to tenders, do site work, and receive structured mentoring. I also wanted to understand professional risks. The GHD values, Engineers Australia Code of Ethics, and WHS sources showed that competence, public safety, speak up culture, and documentation are major issues. Here is a 90-day plan. My reflection is that employability is not just about getting marks and finishing a degree. It is about becoming someone who can make documented, ethical, and safe engineering decisions. In my first 30 days, I would refresh my CV, LinkedIn, map my university project to GHG's criteria, and strengthen my WHS and design software basics. In my days of 31 to 60, I would build a one-page project portfolio, then contact the GHD Perth office directly. I'd use their phone number and email to ask about graduate civil engineering opportunities. Lastly, in days 61 to 90, I would tailor my cover letters, prepare star interview stories, rehearse videos, interviews, and apply early. This plan gives me a practical pathway from student to job ready graduate. And finally, these are the references used throughout the presentation. Thank you for listening. See ya.